Hey, Daily Dosers, this is Pastor Larry here again today, and we're talking about what does it mean to be salt and light in the world we live in. One of the passages I always love when it comes to this subject is 1 Peter chapter 2. Give you a little bit of background of who Peter was writing to. He's writing to a persecuted group of Christians. So much so, he says, you should not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that comes over you. And from the first chapter all the way through the end, there's this strong undercurrent of tough times and real hardcore persecution. And then he reminds them when it comes to chapter 2 of 1 Peter, beginning at verse 9, why God called them to himself as a special people. Listen to what he says. But you are a chosen people. You have become through Jesus Christ a royal priesthood. Altogether, you are a holy nation. You are God's special possession. Why? He tells us why. That we may declare the praises of him who called us out of darkness into his wonderful light. Once we weren't a people, but now we're the people of God. Once we hadn't received mercy, but now we have. So, dear friends, I urge you as foreigners and exiles in this world to abstain from sinful desires which war against your soul and live such good lives. That's a life of morality. That's a life of putting others first. That's a life of all those things that we find to be beautiful. Live such good lives among those who don't know God. They're called pagans in the Bible. That even though they accuse you of doing wrong, they're going to see your good deeds and it's going to mess with their mind, and they will end up glorifying God on the day he visits us. You know, people are changed not by our words, but they're changed by, as I like to say, the music of our lives. Music without lyrics, nobody knows what it's about, but they play it over and over because they're drawn to it. But lyrics with bad music, never listen to it again. The most important part of our being salt and light is not that we've got a great articulation of every apologetic question that comes up, not that we've got every answer. I mean, come on, by definition, half of us that are listening to this don't think well on our feet. We do our best thinking on the way home from the meeting or laying in bed that night. No, even if you kind of get tongue-tied and you don't know where to go with it, here's the truth of the matter is the salt and the light of your life is amplified most by simply living a life that's different. Not weird, different, because we live a life that puts the needs and interests of others. It's more important than our own, just like Jesus Christ did. And we live a life that people look at and they go, you know what? I don't understand their beliefs. I don't understand this and that, a bunch of stuff about them. But I got to tell you this, they are men and women of good deeds. Man, you add lyrics that aren't even all that good, all that polished to that music, and you're going to have an impact on the lives around you. They will glorify God on the day he returns.